Split Decision MMA UK backstage here at ACB. The night's just come to a close and I'm here with matchmaker and one of HAMMA's top fighters, Ben Dearden. Thanks for your time, Ben. What did you make to the show?
I loved it. I really did love it. I was a bit nervous, obviously, because it's my first show, matchmaking, but I tell you what, the lads really did pull it out of the bag. Just made me so proud. All of them, even win or lose, I think everyone did very well. Especially considering some lads come from Northern Ireland. You've got the lads from AVT as well. They did really well. UOC lads, I think they were 2-2 tonight. I think it was kind of a mixed bag for everyone, which is what I want really. I don't want a dominant performance by any team. I want everyone to have a nice mixed bag, especially if they can have a war as well. That's fucking fantastic.
Especially like Luke Crossland and Adam Bramhold. And then the first fight was also really good. Lois Atkins' fight was...
Yeah, Lars. I purposely put him on first because it was kind of... I was going to put Conor Preston on first, but with it being his debut and I thought he might be a bit nervous, I thought if I put Lars on first, I know he's going to be entertaining because as you've seen, he was a little bit cocky tonight, but it was good to see that, especially from a 15-year-old lad.
Oh, yeah, was it when he got hit in the stomach, he just looked up at him as if to say, like,
what's that?
Oh, yeah, it's like, do it again.
And when he was hitting him in the leg, he was like tapping his leg going, come on, kick me. Boy. This is a guy who gets hit by grown men all the time. He's 15 years old and he's called two scouts for a reason. But like you say, Luke Crossland and Adam Bramhold, you can't ask for a better fight than that, really. You would have loved a stoppage either way, either fighter, but you know what I mean, that was a brilliant war, and you can't have asked for a better finish to the amateur card for that.
And then what did you, the pro ones were quite quick in their essence. Ant Davis at the end looked just steamrolled through his opponent there in 26 seconds.
Well, Scott Richardson, when he was on the floor, basically covering the giant gash on his head from Ant Davis, he turned around to me and said, I've had 40 Thai fights and I've never been hit that hard before. And he was genuinely trying to win there. So you seen that head kick just clip the top of Ant Davis' head, and he was there to fight. He said, I wanted to win. And but Ant Davis, you could hear that ground and pound. Never mind see, when you can hear it with a crowd screaming, you know it's hard.
You know it's something serious as well. And even Scott Gregory, every time I see him, he's just for advancing as well. And it's good to he's a local in a team Coliseum, so I bet it's good for you as like matchmaking. You know all these local guys, but to see them come on as well must be good as well.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to bring the local teams on as well. But obviously we struggled a little bit because we were competing with other reps, and you had IBC on as well, which wasn't a purpose. We didn't purposely do that. It was just basically, this is when you can book the arena, and that was it. But yeah, Scott Gregory, great performance by him. Shown very good.
Defense.
Sub-defense, sorry, I've been going all day. Sub-defense, as usual. And he generally doesn't go for subs, and then he just ground and pounded for the win, which was really good. And John Spencer was saying the only reason why he stopped it was because he thought he actually cut his head, like Ant Davis did to Scott Richardson. And you can't blame him, really, for stopping when you think you're going to be bleeding all over the place. It's up to them.
Well, that's what they say, don't they? They say sometimes when you see your own blood, that's like the realisation for some competitors. When they see it, they get over and they go like, whoa, I'm gushing, I've never seen that before, do I really want to be doing this? Whereas some people, maybe like Lois Atkins, could just get cut, just wipe it off, must be lick the blood a bit like Thiago Silva or something like that.
He wouldn't care, Lars. He doesn't care. He comes into the gym, doesn't care, carries on, trains and leaves, and that's all he does. And you can see tonight he's shown very good composure for a 15-year-old, and that was a very, very close fight. I must admit, everyone I asked scored that differently. I scored it 1-3 for Lars. Other people scored it differently, draws. It was so close, and it could have gone anywhere, that fight, and that's what I liked about it. I liked every fight was just that little bit close. Even the Luke Crossland and Adam Bramhold, even that was a close fight. Even though I think it was a unanimous decision, I think it was still very, very close. It could have been anywhere. I think the cut hurt Luke quite a lot because he's known for his pace, and I think it just caught him a bit too much, and he's on about going back to 66 now.
Yeah, well,
I agree with.
Yeah, he looked a bit like quite worn out yesterday at the weigh-ins before. And how have you found the whole matchmaking process from going from, you keep advancing, you go, we've seen you first met your fighter, now coach, now matchmaker, are you going to run your own show soon?
Well, no, I don't think I could run it without the support of Caroline and Sean HAMMA. without them, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I know I've been a very small part of this. It seems like I do have a big part, but I don't, because there's a lot that I don't do and a lot that isn't seen behind the scenes. It's easy to say I pick the card, but I don't make the show. I have nothing to do with the rest of the show. I just basically text people and say, "Do you want to fight this guy?" "Yeah, fantastic. You're fighting him on this date." It's still the stress of did I say the right weight? Did I say the right class? And obviously I couldn't get him. I cornered 2 lads because they asked me to, but I didn't particularly want to because of you didn't want to show favouritism or anything like that. But it's not favouritism, especially when they lose as well. The 2 lads that I did corner, unfortunately. But I have enjoyed it. And I hope to do it again, and I hope all the lads have enjoyed their fights, and I hope they come back again, because it was absolutely fantastic, and I invite every single one back to come and fight again.
I'm sure they would come back, because it was, I was saying, I kind of wanted to jump up in my seat from where I was sat for some of the fights, but I think seeing some guy with glasses in a suit jumping up and down on the table when it meant to be neutral would be just as weird. But
especially if you're clawing the cage, just like climbing up like Spider-Man.
Yeah, just try and run and just jump in and go, "Catch me, boys, just catch me." I think the referee, I think I'd get kicked out, and Sean would get even more stressed than he already was tonight.
I think you'd be getting choked out if you jumped in with Brad.
Oh yeah, but I don't think I could survive any of them. I'd be like, he'd just get me down. Unlucky journalist, go home. I'd be like, "Yeah, see you in a bit, pal." But on you, I know you're coming back from injury. You had to part of 2 fights, which must be gutting. I think that's a word. How's your recovery going, and what's your estimated time to get back, or are you just waiting till you fully heal?
Well, it's with the NHS. You don't know really. I'm not putting anything against the NHS. I think they're doing a really good job, but it's always like 3 weeks for a letter and then 3 weeks to see someone, and you know what I mean. If you're going off their worst times, it's like 10 months. But if you're going off their best times, it's 3 months. I mean, I've got 2 meniscus tears on my knees. I would have loved to fight Carl Burton and. God, I forgot the other guy's name. I feel bad for forgetting his name, but I've had so many names in my head today. I really wanted to fight them. I genuinely thought I was going to be able to, but when someone tells you you've got a meniscus tear in your knee, and if it goes any worse, you can start blowing ligaments, you don't fight. You know what I mean? I can do Thai, I can grapple, and I can box, but I can't wrestle. If anyone wrestles me, it'll just blow my knee, and that's just unfortunate. And unfortunately, I'm 29 and I haven't got much time to recover, so you may see me come back as a pro. I know I'm coming off a loss, but I may just come back as a pro, just to basically make up time, unfortunately.
Well, like you say, your safety is paramount first. You don't want to, if you went out, especially on a show, and they didn't really know about the tear, and then you blew your knee out on there, that'd be hard work for them. But coming back as a pro would be really good to see. You've been involved last year in so many good fights, and what were your to end, because I don't want to keep you on that. I know you've got a beer over there waiting for you with your name on it. You keep looking at it as well, going, "Willie, shut up and I can drink my beer, please." But, which fights did you love the most last year? You had Fight of the Night, that one. It was at FCC 6, I think it was.
Yeah. You can't say that wasn't an awesome fight. It took me about 6 or 7 days to come down from that. And anyone who's ever had a good fight knows. Even Luke, I know he lost, but I bet you he's buzzing for about a week. And you can't sleep. It's the only way to explain it. It's probably like crack. Lewis Johnson, he got TKO'd. He finished. He went, "I'll fight next week," even though he can't because he got TKO'd. But that shows you what sort of buzz you have. And you win or lose. If I lost that fight, I would have had the same buzz. And it's not always about winning, which some people think it is. It's not always about winning. It's about going in, having experience. These amateur guys, they'll lose. It doesn't matter. You turn pro, it's gone. It doesn't matter. Scott Gregory, for a very good example, he lost his first 3 fights, and then he won his next 6. Turned pro, and I think he's 3-0 now. You can't argue with that. If he'd gone off what people usually say, where, "Oh yeah, he's lost his first 3 fights," he would have just quit ages ago. And now he's a top flyweight in the country. You've got to ignore the critics, haven't you? You've got to keep going.
Well, they all do it, even in, like you say, the top standard. I think, like UFC standards, some of them, when you look back over the amateur records, a lot of them lose before they start it. And you've also got Lee the Butcher Chadwick, that's the one I was thinking. He was like 11 and 10, I think, or 10 and 11. Six fight. So like you say, it's all about learning, all about developing.
But he's a fighter. He's not someone who's going, oh, look at my numbers. No, a real fighter doesn't care about numbers. And a real, coming from a matchmaking stand, a real matchmaker doesn't care what your record is. They'll have a look at your fights and go, those guys are awesome, let's get them on. Adam Bramheld, Luke Crossland, they've all got losses. I wanted them on my show, and look what they did. They perform well, and they're fighters, and that's what you want to see on the show. Fighters, not people who are looking to just defend their records, because they don't matter.
A bit like GSP. I know GSP is a world-class fighter, but nothing against him. But he always seemed, from my point of view, that he was holding back just that little bit because he didn't want to lose the belt. Because if you lose he wouldn't lose a legacy from losing his belt. But you know those things where you got
to remember someone like him. He's got a lot more to lose than a number. He's got millions. If he loses millions, and you know what I mean. That's probably one of the reasons why he's exited from MMA for now, to have a break and bathe in his money.
I'd love to have that much.
Swim around and just do swimming in his like that millionaire duck. What's his name? Duck. No, remember when he jumped into his goal, the cartoon?
No. Maybe I'm showing I'm not young, but maybe I'm showing my youthness as compared to you. I'm going to say £1 million duck then. That could be a good game show for you. That'll make you millions.
I wouldn't mind being a pound behind GSP anyway. I wouldn't need to fight anymore, but he probably will. Because he is a fighter at the end of the day.
And we've gone off topic, so I'm sorry if you're watching this. It must be going to be, it's like going through my mind, and I know your mind's pretty dirty as well, so we're not going to get onto that on camera. But I just want to say thanks for your time. I think there's someone out there waiting for you, I'm not sure. Your wife. Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Dearden, you know, really bad. And don't want you to put you in the doghouse, and hopefully we'll see you again soon, and finally good to speak to you on camera. Cheers, man. No worries.